Let's talk about the basics of using some EuroJOC grids. The EuroJOC grids are the core of the software, and you need to know how to use them to better able use the software. You can see that I'm moving some window pane bars around to make this grid bigger. I wanted to show you this grid because this grid has all the features of the grid possible being used. So let's talk about changing the width of the column. You change the width of the column, just grab the divider bar up in the column heading. You can move that around. Generally, if the cell is full, it'll roll over and spill downwards, so you may not be able to see all the data. So if you want to see the data, just increase the row size by grabbing the row divider bar here on the edge. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. I'm just putting it back. This is the way I like it. You may like it some other way. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Okay, let's talk about sorting the grid. Okay, so all you got to do for many of the grids in EuroJOC is just click on the column heading and it will sort it by that column. If you click in the column and then click the column heading again, it'll do a reverse sort on that, so you can see we're all the way at the top here. Okay, so that's a way of getting the sorted order. Now with EuroJOC in the estimate form, if I do a right click, I gotta be in a column here. I can set the sort order back to the order that it was entered. Okay, sort by the order entry. Okay, so now the grid is back into the order that you entered the items. Okay, let's talk about moving columns. If you click in the column heading, that obviously sorts it, but then you can click and hold and drag the column, and you can move the column wherever you want it. Now when it comes to the estimate form, I think you're better off not moving the columns around. It's just going to work better for you because I have this form really designed to work. That way. Well, of course now it won't move it back. There we go. I've got it back where it was before. Okay. So that's moving columns. Now, a lot of times you want to see something in the column that's way over here on the right side of the column. So instead of scrolling back and forth like this, we can just use a grid split. Okay, so you see this little black rectangle down the lower left corner of the grid? You can drag that out, and let's put it right there. Now essentially we have two exact copies of this grid, and we can scroll here on the right side to get whatever columns we want to see. So maybe you want to get your location and your user defined columns so that you can just input the data quickly that way without scrolling back and forth. One thing you can also do is you can have an unlimited number of splits. You can drag another split out here, and you can keep increasing the number of splits. So whatever you do in the split will apply to all of the columns. Now the estimate column is set up so that it's going to jump from the input column to the next input column. to the next input column, to the next input column. So everything that is in the lighter shade of blue, it'll jump from one column to the next. You don't have to move back and forth or use the mouse. So when you're entering data, probably the best thing to do is go to your unit price book items, grab them, put in the quantity, put in the factor, put in the account, and then do your remarks and your location columns, and you're ready to move to the next row. Thank you.